Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of the 8-6 podcast, hosted by Half-Past 8 and Swag Rabbit. Although I might change my name because I got a new YouTube channel. Our top story today, the 2027 GR86 debuts with some minor changes to an unbeatable formula. Plus, Toyota unleashes the Corolla with the new Grumina version, as James May had put it. Bentley returns the Flying Spur just in time for young car buyers to shift the car market in a new direction. So, starting out with the GR86, the facelift everyone is hoping for, the Mazda collaboration, not yet, not quite yet. Relatively minor changes this year, mostly around the throttle and the transmission. Not even a facelift. So they've got a couple new paints. You can have it in gray. I don't know why you would want it in gray, but you can have it in gray. You've got a new interior option. It's black seats with red leather accents, so exactly like my FRS. It says a monocular camera has been added to help detect nearby objects at intersections. Is this some kind of, like, adaptive cruise control shit that I don't understand because I don't buy cars that have that garbage? I don't know. I don't drive a second gen. I just ride in them. Same engine, no changes there. Same, blah, blah, blah. But apparently, they modified the throttle calibration to deliver a smoother, more linear response. I'm not sure if they did anything, like, physically to the throttle, or if they just changed the throttle tune, because it's got an electronic throttle. And then they widened the chamfer of the shifter interlock.
That's technical as hell.
Yeah.
Basically, they just widened the gate a little bit.
So, not much. Not much. The Gazoo edition's going away, which is kind of sad. But, yep, it's the same thing. There have been rumors abounding of them breaking from Subaru and going with Mazda for the next engines, maybe a V6. There's been rumors of Subaru doing their own thing with the platform, but that's not happening this year. Probably not even next year, based on the state of the rumors, if I'm honest. But, why improve on perfection?
This year kind of seems like, hey, we're announcing a bunch of shit for next year and beyond.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everybody has plans. Those plans aren't fully fleshed
out. Please tell me my internet didn't go out. Oh, someone's internet went out. Not much to say on this. Again, it's already, like, the perfect formula. They don't really need to change anything, but it's there. It's happening, and you can get it in gray.
More power!
Let me actually pull that up real quick. Oh, I misspelled that. I don't care. Toyota. Let me see if they have it up on their website. That's an actual zip code. So it's Thunder, apparently. Is pavement. So I don't think they have it up on their website yet.
Thunder could be yellow.
No, Thunder is gray. It said.
Thunder is gray.
Yes.
Okay.
As opposed to pavement gray or steel gray.
Yes. We need a fourth gray.
Yeah, if I'm buying an 8.6, clearly I want it to be gray. At least mine's silver.
Give me a copy of Lizard Green for the car, and I'll fucking trade mine in right now for it.
Honestly, why don't they make cars in green anymore? This didn't go into this episode, but Mazda announced the Miata. They're making it green, and everyone's thinking. And when you hear green Mazda, you think British racing green.
I think Porsche Lizard Green. To be fair, the one on the far right on the top is closer to what I think of when I.
Well, this is green. What it is, and
it's not green.
It's Japan. Oh, apparently, it's zinc green. That's also not zinc green. Let me ask the geologist. I'll post this and then get back with his answer. he would know. Yes, I have a geologist on tap. This is channel lore. So, yeah, it's... Where's the greens? I mean, we have red. We at least have yellow until they get rid of yuzu. But, like, where's green? Where's a proper... I mean, they have Truno blue, I guess. But I miss colorful cars. We don't have proper colorful cars anymore, and that's sad.
they need at least the rainbow worth of colors. There doesn't need to be 6 versions of gray, and then white and black, and then, like, 2 colors. Nobody's called me all day. And the moment we start recording the podcast, all of a sudden, fucking 3 friends, my mom, and work call me. The fuck?
That's how it goes sometimes, man.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah. Apparently it's fairly faithful to the color of zinc, even if it's not zinc green. Anyways, not really anything I have to say on the topic. Again, it's...
Okay, can you do me a favor before we
Yes.
do this? I want to show you my version of green. Go and search Porsche Lizard Green.
Ooh! Now,
Can you imagine having
that's
that
green.
color?
Yeah. Ugh. That's the green it was offered in?
Yuck.
Yeah. Yeah. You bring that
would
to an
look sexy.
autocross. That's nice
That would look
looking.
sexy. And if you crash it out, it would look broken, but it looks sexy.
You know what you could do with that? You could make some weird content with that. I can imagine setting up a camera on a corner and green screening it as it's coming through, so all you see is the headlights, the front bumper, the windows, and everything else is transparent. That would be awesome. Fuck it. Now I want a green screen green 8.6 to do some weird
That'd
shit
be kind
with.
of hilarious.
But no, that's the green it was offered in, and I mean, I guess that's kind of a BR green, but yeah. Not much else I have to say on this subject. It's very minor improvements on an already good formula, and any major changes to it are going to wait until at least next year, but probably not until at least the year after. So
I think Toyota's main thing right now is to do good things for the launch of the new Corolla. I think that's what they're worried about right now. It's like one thing at a time.
Speaking of the new Corolla, specifically the Grumana Corolla, the Gazoo Racing Meisters of the Nurburgring, which I think is a little bit of a pompous term, but they make it work. James May called it the Grumana, so I go with Grumana. I think it was May.
It's close enough that I'm just going to call it the Gremlin.
Yes.
The Gremlin Corolla.
I will also take Gremlin. It's their kind of newer, higher trim version of the GR Corolla. It's got the same teeny tiny little 3-cylinder, 1.6 liter 3-cylinder, turbocharged. Which I really wish that was a homologation special, and they had a 2-liter inline 4, but
I've been next to these things at full throttle. That little engine does a lot for that car.
It does. They managed to get 300 horsepower out of that teeny tiny little thing, which is impressive. It makes
crazy.
A little bit more torque, but the same power figures. Triple exhaust. I'm actually not a fan of triple exhaust, if I'm honest. They're not my cup of tea. But beyond that, like, I'm gonna be honest, not much. It's really more of like a trim package for the GR Corolla rather than a new tier of the vehicle. It's kind of like the BRZ TS, where it's not a BRZ STI, it's a BRZ TS, so it's got like some, new suspension, new brakes, a new wing, but like the powertrain's all the same. It really sounds like it's just the same powertrain, just a tune. This is
pre-completion of them spinning off Gazoo Racing, right? They're still in the process of making sure that's all done, so I think this is just setting them up for the future. They did say that it was going to be manual only, did they not?
I think so. The interior looks very nice. Love those seats, even if it looks a little cramped from this image. It's got a rear seat delete, which only saves 66 pounds. Wrapped in what I find it interesting that they talk about it having wider tires from the factory. Because if the wheels are the same size, it doesn't. I'm not even if the wheels are the same size, it doesn't matter, because it's gonna wear like whatever tires that if you're actually using these things for motorsport, which you 100% should, you're gonna put on like whatever tires you want. Stock tire size doesn't really matter so much. It's really more like guidelines than actual rules. So I mean, yeah, stock, they're Pilot Sport Cups, but people are going to put RZs on 245 with RZs on them anyways. I mean, fuck, I put 225s on my FRS, and I'm thinking of doing 235s next time. This interior, as usual, I think it's mostly the same interior, aside from obviously like that limited edition badge and everything, some Grumina badges. Pretty much the same, but I mean, the GR Corolla, it's got a really nice looking interior. I like this thing. Very well positioned stick, a rear strut brace, yeah. And because you got the rear seat delete, you got more space to fit a set of track tires in it. So yeah, I mean, I will admit I'm a little bit underwhelmed because it's basically just a trim package for the GR Corolla, but it's neat. And
it's a pretty good trim package, but it is still just more of a trim package than a rebrand.
The real, I guess the real headline on this is the rear seat delete, which you only lose 66 pounds, but at the same time, there's a few things depending on what you're doing with it, especially if you're autocrossing it. Having a rear seat delete from the factory can be a bit of benefit. I can expect these to be maybe a hair faster than the base GR Corolla, but especially with like a little bit more torque from the tune. So, but really mostly why you would buy this is because it's limited edition. I think based on the badging, it's they're only making 888 of them, so you can expect these things to be like really pricey in the future. Very nice looking though. I mean, I love the hell out of it. Although, I mean, I don't know. I like the look of the GR Corolla, but I will confess, I haven't driven it much, and the people that I know that have driven it, okay, I know one guy who autocrosses that I talk to regularly that has driven the thing, and he said he didn't like it, but in fairness, he also said he's not a car guy, and his advice to me when autocrossing was that I should put my FRS into drive, which... Okay, I'm gonna take your car advice and just tuck it away in the curiosities corner, because
dude, I'm sorry. You're being too nice about that. I'd take that guy's advice and put it in the suggestions box, which secretly hides a fucking shredder. Like...
He sends that to me, because I work with the guy. He sends that to me unsolicited at work today, and I'm like... Are you for real right now? Are you trying to sabotage me? You think my times are too good? You want to slow me down? Like, why are you... I was being diplomatic about it, but I was like, why would you ever think that's a good idea?
Dude, non-car guys are the kinds of people that the suspension is a little bit too rough on these cars, and so no matter how fun they are to drive or anything like that, they're just like, it's not a good car.
I mean, to this guy's credit, he is one of the best autocrossers in the entire Northeast, and probably one of the best in the entire country. He's very good at the sport, but he doesn't care about cars aside from like how fast they are. Like he's not a car guy. He's not an enthusiast at all. It's just, so
this confuses me. Why do you get into autocross if he doesn't give a shit?
I don't know, but
that's something you got to get. I'm asking you as a personal favor. Please get to the bottom of that. I need it. My brain is boggled.
But I will. I say that more as just context for like I was telling him about the fuel cut, and sometimes I upshift a little late, and it bogs down, and he's like, "Oh well, you should you should probably just do the whole run and drive." And it's like, why? Why? Like,
Yeah,
I get that I have to drive. It sucks that I have to drive an automatic and deal with the consequences, especially in this car, that come with driving an automatic, because I have to daily this thing and I cannot daily a manual. It hurts too much. But like, if I didn't have to daily it, it would be a manual, and being able to hold a gear instead of fighting the TCU for a minute is just better.
yeah.
So, to get back on track, they do mention that a 2-liter 4-cylinders in the works for future GR badge models. I'd love to see a GR Corolla with a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 making like 350, 400 horsepower, but that might almost be too much.
400 horsepower on those cars would actually be kind of scary because of how light they are.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. So
It's true, it would be.
we'll see. I've got a test drive. What are the ethics of going down to my local Toyota dealer and test driving a GR Corolla with absolutely, positively 100% zero interest in purchasing it?
What are the ethics of all the bullshit that those same dealerships will pull on you in order to get you to buy a car and then pay as much as you possibly can for it, even though the car's not worth that?
You make a compelling argument. Yes, I am yet another young person that likes my small sedans and hatchbacks. Just like apparently a ton of other young people. I love to see this. So
I actually caught a glimpse of something as far as if we're returning to sedans, that means wagons could make a return. And Volkswagen, I think I saw an article and I couldn't find it again after I clicked off the page. But I think it was Volkswagen said they're foreseeing wagons coming back in less than 10 years. So we're just hitting a cycle.
I want that. I want my Legacy Outback. That vehicle is goated. It is the unsung hero, and I love those things. But at least we have sedans. So the short version of this, right, is every generation, or well, I'm not going to say in terms of cars, every other generation, because it really feels like it's like every other generation looks at the absolute bullshit their parents are driving and goes, fuck that, I want something different. And generally it's like something smaller and more compact and sportier, because that happens, and then they grow up and they grow older and they buy bigger vehicles, and then their kids go, we want something sporty. This happened in the like 60s when the giant boats, the huge boat cars gave way to like the early Mustangs, the early muscle cars. It happened in the like 80s and 90s when, you know, bigger like trucks gave way to especially import like hatchbacks. And it's happening today. Cars have gotten absurdly big. Everyone drives SUVs. Everyone drives these stupid Escalades and whatever. Even like the compromise position is the crossover, which is still way too big. And young people are looking at what their parents are driving, and they're going, that's lame, that's dumb, that's awful. I want something that's fun. And according to polling, they're looking at wanting to drive sedans and hopefully coupes. And I am all for it. Right in time for the Japanese to start making a whole ton of really fun sedans and coupes.
Indeed.
So SUV fatigue, I think, nail on the head. Oh, fuck off. Nail on the head. Everyone is fatigued of SUVs. I mean, they're too big, they're too heavy, the maintenance is too terrible, especially with gas prices this year in particular. I mean, they always go up in the middle of the year, but it's especially bad this year because of all that's going on. And SUVs are just such a pain in the ass. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, you have a point there, especially about the maintenance. One of the problems with SUVs is that half the SUVs on the market are made on truck frames, And truck frames with too little weight on them just break easy. They go through shocks, they go through everything. I mean, it's we had a Murano before my mom's current car. She has an Equinox now. We had a Murano that was built on a truck frame. That was the worst car we've ever owned. And that includes my dad's Frontier, which he ran into a boar, bent the frame, and then had 3 other major accidents in it, and the insurance company would not wreck that car out, but that's a whole nother issue.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he hit a boar, and then the insurance had it fixed, and we're pretty sure the frame was bent from that moment on. And then I spun it into a tree at one point. They wouldn't wreck it out then. They just fixed it. And then he finally got T-boned at a light. And they finally had to, it probably would have torn the back of the truck off if it had been any worse, which thank God it didn't. But funny enough, the dude that hit him at the light said he was late for a safety meeting at his job.
And now he's an example for the safety meeting at his job.
Don't run reds.
Yep. Don't run stop signs directly into a Miata. Still not giving that one up.
Dude, I know. I feel you. Especially when the kid gets out of the car and goes, "Oh, they'll just fix it."
83% of teenagers surveyed said that owning a car is a huge deal or pretty important. So the whole rhetoric about young people don't want cars anymore, that's dead and done. Like, no, young people do want cars. Young people do. If anything, I'd argue more people younger than us think cars are cool and awesome. And they want sedans, not SUVs, not even trucks. Again, just in time for the auto industry to get its head out of its ass and start making fun sedans. From automakers, especially the biggest domestic brands, GM, Ford, and Chrysler, which is not a domestic brand. Yeah, they abandoned the sedan market because they couldn't manage to build a fuel-efficient engine. I mean, I say that. They abandoned the sedan market because their buying audience would not accept an engine with a displacement under 4 liters. And you can't build a 4-liter engine that's efficient enough in a sedan that's efficient enough to meet federal emission standards, which are a whole nother piece of garbage. And so they got caught between a rock and a hard place, and that's why they're where they're at. The absurd unreliability of these vehicles and the shitty plastic oil pans are a problem of their own making, but American manufacturers getting out of sedans, I will at least credit external forces for.
They are right, though. You have, as far as sedans right now, I think that article is spot on. It's 3 like Cadillacs. It's the CT4, the CT5, and the CTS. Which are technically different cars, but basically the same. And then you have the Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
And as far as sedans go, that's about it. Everything else is Equinox size or bigger.
At least in the domestic market. So this is not really going to affect us today. But in like 10 years, I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing the car enthusiast community grow. I'm hoping as the broccoli-haired weirdos age out, we will hopefully see the car enthusiast community start to get unfucked, because it's kind of...
It's in a very bad place right now.
Outside of the people that show up to autocross, and I think because autocross has an entry fee, it keeps people polite. Yeah, like just car meets are garbage nowadays. Autocrosses are nice. If you want to go to a nice car meet, pay the $50 to go to an autocross. That's the new car meet, I would say. And it's because there is an entry fee associated with it. You know, you have to pay, which kind of incentivizes people to be on their best behavior. In fact, I was noting yesterday at work, people are nicer to me. I work in IT. People are nicer to me at an autocross event, who don't even know me, than people in a supposedly professional environment.
Professional environments, nobody knows what the word professional is supposed to mean anymore, to be fair. So,
God, no. So, yeah,
Professional ethics is a thing that is a myth.
something to look forward to in the future. And but you know, if you're ever feeling down, you feel like you see the latest, the next slammed enough gat, which is going to happen. Summer's not over yet. Just chin up and think that there is, in fact, another generation of bright-eyed car enthusiasts ready to go out and go hoon around.
Well, even if they're not, they're going to be buying hopefully smaller vehicles because of the stripped back emission standards. People will be able to make smaller and smaller vehicles, which, by the way, means better gas mileage, which means there's going to be more gas left over for the rest of us that actually like to drive.
So that's another positive.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. The growth of the car enthusiast market could be a good thing. It also could be a bad thing. It just depends on how much of a dick the buyers are.
Yeah. Remember, these are Gen Alpha, so who knows?
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Moving on to something a little bit less accessible to new car buyers, the Bentley Flying Spur. They're bringing it back. So
They are indeed. It looks good.
this was your edition, so feel free to speak.
Yes, I was looking at this and I figured we needed something a little bit higher brow because we had, like usual, we had a bunch of fucking cheap import cars that we love. So I'm like, hey, I saw the Bentley and I'm like, ooh, okay, it's coming back. It has a V8. It's been redone a little bit. It doesn't have the four headlights like the older models had. They apparently they reworked other Bentley models, and so all the Bentley models are now going to have these single headlights, which is cool. This thing looks comfortable. It looks like it could be very sporty.
Yeah,
Hustle up
0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Damn.
And a 191 miles an hour top speed.
Well, it's got just shy of like 700 horsepower.
Yeah, the thing's quick.
Oh. So
hopefully it won't have the reliability issues that some of the older ones do.
If that's the case, this is probably the first Bentley that the owners actually want to drive. I mean,
instead of sitting in the back.
Yeah, it's still got the back seat with all the comforts and luxuries and everything. I mean, you don't buy a Bentley for you buy a Bentley for your chauffeur. But this is the one where you get the driver's seat because
Well, this is Bentley's new Continental GT car, probably. Either that or they're testing things in this car that they're going to use in the next Continental GT.
I mean, it's a Bentley.
That interior is beautiful.
It's a Bentley. Of course, the interior is going to be gorgeous, but the
green accents are sexy.
Oh, the green accents are hot. This center console area, all these buttons are just tastefully laid out. The mechanical, I mean, it's got an electronic dash, which, whatever, give it up, old man. But the mechanical dials in the middle, the clock, I assume that's a clock, an actual mechanical clock in these things that you have to set by hand.
Bentley, I once thought that BMW would be the last to give up manuals, and they're not. But I'm going to say this under the assumption that I know what I'm talking about. Bentley will probably die as a brand before they get rid of the old-timey clocks.
Yeah.
Which everyone hopes that's the case, because Bentley moving to an electronic clock is just fucking... That would be terrible. That is a good-looking car, though.
It is hot.
It's $240,000.
It's a quarter
of a
million. It's a $250,000, but I wish.
I want to see these driving around.
I do too. It's a twin turbo 4-liter V8, which makes that much power. That has to sound gorgeous.
Oh, it has to sound incredible.
Ooh. And see, Bentleys are the kind of cars where I would 100% buy that they hire someone who they pay like $150,000 a year to tune exhausts like you would tune a piano.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, oh, yeah, you're right. We have to move away from cheap Japanese imports every now and then, and just what I would buy if I had fuck you money. What I would autocross if I had fuck you money.
If you had fuck you money, you'd buy like a Continental GT with that engine in it and just fucking go ham. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. The 4-door is a little bit heavy. The ass end is probably really loose on that car if you tried to autocross it, but it would still be fun.
Just for the sheer novelty of it. The only
Oh yeah,
problem is
absolutely.
you can't put anybody in the back while you're doing it, because being in the back of that thing while it's sliding around must be an experience.
So, little lore drop for everybody that's listening. Here's how this normally works. The day we do the podcast, we put it's a notepad effectively where we put we go find articles and we put them all in. It literally just starts with, the intro, and then it is article, 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 article. Well, we have to go find the articles. So usually he'll find 2 or 3 and then he'll send me the link. This is what I've got so far, fill it in. And so he usually does a lot of Japanese stuff, and then I come in with the American stuff and the British, and I just kind of slide shit in there. So yeah, this is my way of giving back to the world. We do need to
I will admit, as far as car enthusiasts go, I have a bit of a one-track mind, but there are worse tracks to be on.
It is true. Japanese cars are very good for autocross, and right now that's your focus. So I can totally understand why you are the way you are, and I appreciate it. That just means I have to be outside the Japanese market, even though I love the Japanese market, which is actually fun because I get to explore stuff that we wouldn't normally.
It works out. But yeah, this is gorgeous. I want it.
It
I
is.
want it.
$250,000 gets you a lot of gorgeousness.
Yes. I don't have anything else. You have anything else on this?
No, I just that green. I want that green. I want that green inlay and like glowing fucking interior in every car I own. Frankly,
I
find a way to incorporate it into every car I own. I'd be happy.
want it in every car, period.
Yeah, that's fair. All the lighting and stuff from like the Bentleys and the Mercedes, like all the interior lighting, just like super lightweight interior lighting would be cool on every car. On most cars. Okay, your standard 4-door like Versa, don't put that shit in. Every other car.
Yeah.
Like all the nice cars and all the high trim SUVs and all like, yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from absolute automotive art to recall, because apparently you can't get it right the first time.
So, and
Oh,
I want to preface this with, when I was growing up, I would see stuff about recalls, or I would hear other people complaining about recalls, and it was usually small stuff. Airbags are pretty constant. Airbags have been going on for some time. They are still going on to this day. There were plenty of articles that I could have put in here. I figured 5 was enough to cover the serious stuff. Airbags are life-saving equipment, but for some reason they just haven't perfected them. Those have been going on for decades and decades. Ever since they were introduced, people have recalls for them all the time. This is major fucking equipment. This is the hybrid system is overheating and could catch fire. That's not a non-serious issue. That's not a minor, oh, we need to fix this line, or we need to do this, or hey, the key might not start the car sometimes because there's this little diggy at the back of the lockout that isn't working correctly. It could kill you.
right next to the batteries too. Car could just go up in flames out of nowhere, or especially if you're pushing it. Yeah. So Hyundai hybrids catch fire apparently and need fixing. Ford Bronco SUVs can just roll away on you
So this is
And
not the only Ford product that might do this. The F-150 Lightnings also had a potential of doing this last year. So this is a continuous issue they're having with multiple models. Ford, please.
they're
You do not need to set yet another record for recalls.
misaligned transmission and transfer case splines.
Yep.
What the? How? Okay, first of all, correct me if I'm wrong. How do you misalign splines?
Well, and how do you do it almost 5,000 times consistently? Because it's 4,900 cars.
How do you engineer splines that have a specific alignment? Granted, I'm coming at this from Subaru CV axle issues, but the CV axle that I replace doesn't care about orientation. Just punch that sucker in and, like, you line it up, obviously, you know, make sure that the notches are lined up and everything, but that's the only alignment it cares about. And if you care that much about orientation, why is it engineered in a way where it's physically possible to fuck up like this? And not, like, notched or
Okay,
have a
so
keyway in it. Am I
this
off
may
base on
have to
this?
do with this may have to do with less of a rally suspension or more of the way it's built. Um, I don't know much about this either, but it's really funny that it comes from a misalignment that causes like, but a rollaway is pretty serious shit.
Yes.
Like for your car to just start rolling down a fucking hill is a problem.
Yeah, that's what killed Anton Yelchin.
Yes.
His car rolled down his driveway and crushed him against his mailbox.
I believe, if I'm correct, that was a Mercedes G-Wagon, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Oh, it was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Okay,
That's fun, and it's
Ford,
because
Ford Broncos and F-150 Lightnings, at the very least. See, there are
wow.
other recalls for like little problems. If you scroll back down to the bottom real quick.
Yeah.
So, you know, Ford has a recall for wiper blades. That's a normal recall. That's a, hey, we engineered stuff correctly. The little shit that we didn't do as much with, these are having little problems. So like your wiper blades and the water squirters possibly getting clogged or, you know, like having issues or the wiring or anything like shit that doesn't try to kill you. These are serious recalls, and this is happening more and more, is my issue with stuff like this.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ford recalls and the Bronco,
Hardtop
hardtop
crap.
could just randomly delaminate and fly off while you're driving.
That's 16,000 of them. Fun. Issues with the supplier process. Yeah, Ford having supplier issues. Why do they still have supplier issues? You are, like, the car company.
Yeah, Ford,
Beat
why
the
aren't you
suppliers
making
into
every part?
submission. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Ford being the most popular fucking brand for the past 40 years doesn't make everything on its own at this point is fucking crazy to me.
Or recalls.
150K Broncos were called for faulty rear dampers. Why would I ever buy one of these fucking Broncos, bro? This is nuts.
Backup cameras. Flip the image or fail. Okay, that's a more minor one. Backup cameras. Look out your rear window. Rear suspension parts may fall off. And there's 150,000 of these things driving around? Man, if I see a Bronco on the road in front of me from now on out, I'm giving him plenty of space.
I know, right? Just get away from that shit. You know, the worst part is these are becoming more and more popular with the off-roading scene. While we were in Utah, my family was in Utah. We were driving on some off-road trails in the truck, just like exploring. And more than Jeeps, more than any other vehicle we saw coming up, were Broncos. There are so many Broncos out there, and they're having all these issues. I would hate to be trapped because of something like this.
EcoBoost engines, faulty intake valves. How intake valves fractured and fell into the combustion chamber.
So that's a damaged engine to exploded engine problem.
What the fuck?
Valve supplier material was not up to specs. So that Valve supplier needs to be sued out of existence. Recalls fucking 5,000 Mustangs due to suspension issue.
What's the suspension issue?
Bronco and
Okay, this is from
one.
2024, so we're kind of shocking. This is still like suspension knuckles knuckles can fracture? How in God's green earth do you fracture a suspension knuckle? How?
I don't know.
How the fuck? Okay. And more recently, February of this year, trailer controller. Stop the trailer, brake lights, turn signals are functioning.
Yes. So you know what doesn't have this issue? I'm about to be very, very biased here, and I have reason to be, because look at fucking Ford right now. Ford is the most popular, not for long. You know what doesn't have the issues with this? Fucking the connections are just fine on the Ram. You should try that.
And then what? Rear wheels could lock up.
Rear wheels could lock up at highway speeds.
Fuck.
On the Tahoe, Suburban, Escalade, and Yukon, recalling 43,700 vehicles. Oh, and by the way, this is also going to be a problem for Ford because they happen to use a different version of the same exact transmission.
Lockups occur. The transmission is attempting to downshift from 8th. Oh, what the fuck?
Yes.
Install a new. Oh, and this fixes bullshit. New TCM software that'll put you into limp mode if it detects there's about to be. How about you fix the fucking transmissions? Fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not even the whole transmission. It's a fucking control unit. But yeah, so I've been hearing about these having an issue for a while, and they didn't know what it was. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know what it was, and now they've issued a recall for it. So we finally know what it is now. But it's basically affecting the entire U.S. manufactured big SUV market. Like the maximum sized SUVs, all of them are having the same fucking issue. Because, like I said, Ford uses a similar but not exact version of this same transmission. So it might be having the problems too, but Ford hasn't officially put out a recall yet. It's a major problem.
Do it right the first time. Put your suppliers nuts in a vice so they don't do this dumb shit. And I don't know, maybe consider vertical integration. I get that you're all like suffering PTSD from 08, but that was 20 years ago. Fix your shit. I feel like post 08, everyone saw cash for clunkers and decided, yeah, taking perfectly good cars and deliberately making them unreliable and break down. That seems like a capital idea. Let's just do that all the fucking time. And then we're not going to pour silicone into the engine. We're just going to make it break down because that was a fun time. Cash for clunkers. Yeah, they only destroyed 750,000 cars. That's not that many. Fuck off.
Yeah, 750,000 cars. If we still had those 750,000 cars, maybe you shouldn't have built so many goddamn new cars that are just sitting on the lots right now. Do you know, like, every single dealership near my house is filled with cars. If I had money, I'd be buying a lot of them.
Why? They're still overpriced.
Well, to be fair,
are they bringing their prices down yet?
No, they can't afford to.
Well,
they're not going to, because eventually their understanding is that eventually somebody will buy it at price. But here's the problem: they won't. So what you have to do is give massive discounts and just try to get anything out of them you can. But the problem is you can't even they're not doing anything with them. They're leaving them on the lot, leaving them on the lot, leaving them on the lot. Some of these cars have now been on the lot since 2020. They can't get rid of them. They can't even fucking give them away at this point, and they can't get new cars on the lot because their lot's still filled with older models.
They won't just take the fucking loss.
Yeah, I mean, they need to start, if they can take the loss on a few and get some fucking desirable models in, but you also have to realize that humanity doesn't accept anymore that you have to fucking charge 20% extra minimum on the car because it's at a dealership. No one cares if it's at a dealership. Like,
To say nothing
Fords
of the
are charging,
used car market.
yeah, Fords are charging 30 grand over, 50 grand over on cars at dealerships. The fucking Bronco R's, when they first came out, were being like, you were having a hard time finding them for less than 50 over. And there were some that were sitting at, more than that, potentially.
Well, and this gets to a pet peeve of mine, and fuck it, at this point, this is an impromptu what grinds my gears. So there's legislation, I think in New York, somewhere, to require car dealerships to post the out-the-door price on cars in their advertising. Like, you can't advertise this bullshit price that you're not actually selling the car at. You have to post the out-the-door price of the car. And I saw this on Facebook, and there's all these bullshit fucking car dealers in the comments going, these lawmakers don't understand how the industry works. Oh, if they knew how the industry works, they realize that's stupid. That's not how this works. Well, maybe that's how it fucking should. Every other product that I can buy, the price I see is the price I pay. I go down to Walmart to buy a loaf of fucking bread. You know what I pay? I pay exactly what's on the sticker. I don't see a sticker for a loaf of bread for $2.50 and go to the checkout counter and have the checkout person go, well, there's this optional warranty and this upgrade package and, this and this and this and all these fucking add-ons, and can I take those away? I don't want any of that. Well, no, we're not going to do that. Have you considered financing? Like, no. Every single other fucking product on earth, you post the price that you're willing to sell it at, and if I like that price, I pay it. Why do cars have to be different? Why do cars have to be special? Why are you posting for a 2014 Scion FRS with 96,000 miles on your website? You're posting, oh, we've got this discounted down to $9,500, and then I ask you for an out-the-door price, and you don't give it to me. You be fucking squirrely. And I, out of sheer fucking curiosity and a sincere desire to fuck with you, come down to your stupid dealership, and by the time I get done with your retarded fucking spiel and your garbage upselling bullshit, the final price you want to sell this thing at me is $14.5. I bought basically that same fucking car off Marketplace for $8.5, and the guy threw in a set of summer tires. So how about you use car dealerships, fuck yourselves, and maybe sell your products like everyone else does, you fucking weirdos.
You ever heard of a yo-yo sale? I'm about to make you really mad. You ever heard of a yo-yo sale?
No,
used
go ahead.
Used car dealerships will do this thing where they sell you the car through financing, and then they find a buyer for your contract. So they get paid their entire amount, and then this new buyer does financing, but they don't like your income or whatever, so they need to refinance. So the fucking place will start calling you and going, you need to come back in, your financing had some problems, blah 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 blah, so they can renegotiate you up to a higher rate.
Oh, I've heard of that. I didn't hear the term yo-yo financing, but I heard of that, and my response to that shit is, fuck you. Fuck you.
I bought it at this.
I already bought it. My ink is dry. It's off the lot. Go to hell.
Oh yeah, no, bro. When I reach a point where I've got money coming in again, and like I'm going to buy, there's going to be a lawyer sitting next to me at these places. I swear to God. Like any bullshit is going to lead to some serious consequences. I'm done.
Dude, I just buy off Marketplace. Especially because, like, if anything, and I mean, granted, okay, there's Marketplace horror stories, yada, 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 whatever. Just don't be an idiot, right? Don't be an idiot. Bring a friend, test drive the vehicle, know what to look for, and check it over. Get a Carfax. But, like, the fun thing about Facebook is that in the off chance the guy who's selling is that, like, you can, especially with a car, right? If they're going out and doing crazy shit with their car, they're probably posting it on Facebook. You can find that info. But if they're really selling you a junker and they're lying about it, and for whatever reason, it's not something that you pick up on, which, I mean, half this shit's caveat emptor, put them on blast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can just tell their friends and family. You can't do that with used car dealerships and used car dealers because they don't have any friends and their family's already embarrassed of them. So that's what grinds my gears this week. Used car dealerships, you slimy fucking scumbags. And they're also fucking annoying too. I see these assholes on Facebook, and it's I post a comment on a while back about how used car salesmen always fucking lie, and these fucking termites come out of the woodwork. And they're all on and on about, we're not lying to you. You just, don't know what you're looking for. You don't have the right idea. It's like, no, I know when you're I'm a car guy. I know when you're trying to fucking lie to me. I know when you're trying to do these deceptive fucking financing practices. I know when you're throwing shit. That's stupid Foursquare bullshit too. I've spent way too much fucking time trying to find a used car, a fun, sporty used car for a decent price. And I've had enough experiences trying to do that and just being fucking bullied by having used car dealers try to bully me. I'm like, yeah, fuck all of you. You can all go to hell. And if you're going to start whining, I really hope that the whining this year, next year, when the house of cards finally comes down and these dealerships start going bankrupt left and right and the wailing and gnashing of teeth, I am all there for it. When these fuckers get what they deserve.
Yeah, I'm definitely here for that too. I know I had another buddy that we went and test drove a car. He was trying to buy the Subaru Impreza.
Mm-hmm.
And this one had been slightly modified. They were selling it for like $9,000, and he asks about, on the one hand, we probably should have known, but on the other, I mean, normally everybody finances. This dude didn't finance. He was going to take cash or he wasn't going to sell, which just felt weird. And even if they were financing, the price probably would have went up from $9,000 to fucking 17 or something.
I think I've got that out of my system. You have any final thoughts?
I don't. Ford needs to get its act together. Hopefully General Motors fixes this issue with their big SUVs, because these are very popular cars and they're not going away anytime soon. So they need to fix that, because you can't just have fucking rear wheels lock up at highway speeds.
Yeah.
Other than that, not really. I'm looking forward to the seeing some of the new Bentleys. I'm looking forward to the Corollas. I'm looking forward to the future of the GR86, as is, you and me's favorite car. Other than that.
All right. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.